Okay, buckle up. Because what just happened in Cleveland, nobody saw coming. In a stunning twist that's already shaken the NFL news cycle like a last-second Hail Mary, the Cleveland Browns have made a drastic, unexpected move involving their breakout rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders, and let's just say the league is still trying to catch its breath. No leaks, no whispers, no slow burn rumors. Just boom, a full-on, out-of-nowhere decision that signals something bigger. If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed. Cleveland's done playing safe. Sources out camp confirmed just minutes ago that Shedeur Sanders has been promoted to QB2, officially leapfrogging Dylan Gabriel on the depth chart and putting himself one Joe Flacco hiccup away from leading this franchise under center. That's right. The rookie, the media magnet, the future face of the team, whether Cleveland wanted to admit it or not, he's next up. And if you're surprised, that means you weren't paying attention. Because Shedeur Sanders hasn't just been surviving camp, he's been thriving in it. Despite coming off an oblique injury, despite the constant media scrutiny, despite the usual rookie learning curve, he's delivered poise, precision, and the kind of effortless leadership that can't be coached. And now, the Browns are finally acknowledging the obvious. He's not here to wait. He's here to win. This move marks a sharp pivot from the Browns' earlier narrative. The conservative, veteran-led approach headlined by the decision to start Joe Flacco in Week 1. And yes, Flacco has been serviceable. He brings experience. He brings calm. But what he doesn't bring is the spark, the future. Shedeur is that future. So why is this move such a shock? Because it breaks the very script the Browns have been reading from for months. Up until now, the entire philosophy was about building slow, draft smart, stack picks, prioritize sustainability. Don't force it with the rookies. Let Flacco hold the line while the young guys grow behind the scenes. That's what made today's announcement such a gut punch to the old guard. It's a moment where Cleveland stood up, looked at the chessboard, and said, "You know what? Let's play to win now." And make no mistake, this isn't just about talent. It's about tone. This is the Browns planting their flag and finally embracing what everyone outside the building already knew. Shedeur Sanders is ready. He's not just another quarterback project. He's not just Deion's son. He's a game changer. And now, the franchise is positioning him not as a backup in theory, but as a heartbeat away from being the guy. And here's where it gets spicy. This promotion doesn't just elevate Shedeur. It also quietly exposes the Browns' shifting priorities. Because let's talk about Dylan Gabriel for a second. The rookie out of Oklahoma was supposed to be the safe bet. Smart, system-ready, humble. But while the Browns have treated him with kid gloves, allowing grace for every preseason wobble, Shedeur has been under a microscope. Every throw judged, every step analyzed, every moment made into a storyline. And yet, Shedeur's the one who rose. In less than 3 weeks, he's gone from third-string rookie with a celebrity name to the next man up. And Gabriel, he's the odd man out. Let's be real. This doesn't just feel like a depth chart update. It feels like a message. A message that performance, not politics, drives this team now. That flash doesn't mean a lack of focus. That branding doesn't mean distraction. That just because Shedeur Sanders has more YouTube subscribers than most NFL teams doesn't mean he isn't grinding harder than anyone else in that locker room. This move is the front office, the coaching staff, and, let's be honest, the locker room acknowledging what they've seen in practice. Shedeur makes this team better. Period. And you can feel it. You can feel it in the way the receivers are talking about him. You can feel it in the extra energy during red zone drills. You can feel in the side eyes after he drops a perfect dime in a 2-minute drill and casually walks off like it's nothing. He's not trying to impress. He's just doing it. And maybe that's what shook the Browns' plans loose. Because the whole point of their long-term strategy, trading Jawan Briggs for draft capital, stacking first-round picks, developing quietly, was about building slow, building smart. But what happens when one of your rookies starts blowing up faster than expected? What happens when your 2-year plan quarterback looks like he could start next week? You pivot. You adjust, you rip up the script and ride the momentum. That's what this move feels like. And let's not ignore what this means for the NFL at large. This isn't just a rookie promotion. This is one of the league's most talked about players suddenly one breath away from QB1. And with Flacco's age and injury history, that breath could come any moment. And when it does, the league isn't ready for what's about to happen. Because Shedeur Sanders is more than just a player. He's a brand, a storyline, a movement. And now he's on the launch pad. So here's what to watch in the coming weeks. If Flacco falters even a little, Shedeur is going in. If Shedeur gets even one meaningful series in a regular season game and delivers, there's no going back. And if that happens in a nationally televised game, the internet will break, Cleveland will ignite, and the Browns might accidentally usher in a new era of football in front of the entire world. So what happens next? Simple. The Browns are about to find out what happens when you stop playing scared and finally lean into the future. Shedeur is not asking for a shot anymore. He's one step away from taking it. And the second he does, the league won't be ready. But Cleveland? Cleveland just might be. So what do you think? Did the Browns make the right call elevating Shedeur to QB2? Should they have done it sooner? Are we about to witness a full-blown takeover? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that subscribe and stay locked in. Because if today's news tells us anything, it's this. The Shedeur Sanders era isn't coming. It's already here. Let's be honest. What just happened in Cleveland is a kind of plot twist that makes even seasoned NFL insiders stop mid-sentence. 1 second, the Browns were the picture of caution, a slow-cooking franchise, draft-savvy, defense-first, unwilling to rush anything, especially not their rookie quarterbacks. The next, Shedeur Sanders gets elevated to QB2, and suddenly the entire quarterback room feels like a powder keg with flick match already midair. This isn't just a depth chart reshuffle. This is a statement, a tectonic shift, one that rips the safety net out from under the team's slow burn narrative and replaces it with a glowing neon sign that reads, "We're ready to take the leap." And the ripple effects? They're already showing. Inside that locker room, vibes have changed. That quarterback room, once dominated by Flacco's experience and Gabriel's quiet confidence, now carries a new gravitational pull. Wherever Shedeur walks, heads turn. Not out of hype, out of belief. Because when you see someone seize every opportunity with surgical poise, when you hear the receivers talking differently, when you feel the pace of practice shift when one guy steps under center, you just know. Let's not forget, this wasn't supposed to be his time. The Browns' original blueprint was crystal clear. Let Flacco hold the wheel, let the rookies ride shotgun, and figure it all out around week 12. Maybe get Shedeur a few garbage time drives. Let him get his feet wet. Nothing serious. But Shedeur, he doesn't do passive development. He came in with an NFL-level football IQ, a businessman's mindset, and a work ethic so sharp it made the veterans blink. Then he went out and started outperforming expectations at every level. And now, the Browns front office had no choice but to stop pretending he's still learning. They've seen enough. We've all seen enough. And this move, the QB2 bump, is the Browns' way of saying, okay, he's next. Now let's talk about what this actually means. Because this isn't just about football anymore. This is about pressure. This is about the narrative. This is about power. See, Shedeur has been living under a different kind of microscope. Not just because he's a rookie. Not just because his last name is Sanders. But because he represents change. He's got a camera crew, a brand, a following, and a family legacy that makes headlines before he even touches the ball. And that terrifies the old guard. There's this lingering discomfort with someone who can control the conversation off the field just as well as he does on it. But here's the twist. Shedeur doesn't want to be a spectacle. He wants to be a winner. And everything he's done since walking into Brown's camp has screamed, "I'm built for this." From calling protections like a vet to dissecting coverages and film sessions that made even the coaches take notes, he's proving he belongs. And this latest move? It's not just validation. It's confirmation. The coaches have seen it. The players have felt it. The media? They're scrambling to catch up. And Dylan Gabriel? Phew, talk about pressure. Let's just say his seat is now officially made of lava. Because when a fellow rookie with less preseason play, more media heat, and a shorter leash still jumps you in the depth chart, it's not just about development anymore. It's about performance. And while Gabriel still has room to grow, Shedeur is now breathing down Flacco's neck like a storm gathering over Lake Erie. Let's not sugarcoat this. Flacco has to deliver early. If he struggles, if the Browns start the season with back-to-back losses, if the offense looks stale, if fans start chanting Shedeur's name halfway through the second quarter, we could see a QB switch faster than anyone expected. Because QB2 in this case, that's not a backup. That's a fuse. And let's not pretend the Browns haven't felt this before. The city of Cleveland has lived through more quarterback controversies than most teams have lived through coordinators. But this one feels different. Because this time, the guy waiting in the wings isn't some third-string flyer or practice squad hopeful. He's a phenomenon. He's the most-watched rookie in the league. And he's coming with both the swagger and the substance to match. And oh yeah, he's already making everyone money. Let's not forget that little thing called the Prime Equity Clause. The contract that gives Shedeur a cut of every dollar tied to his name, likeness, and merch. You better believe the Browns are watching those jersey sales like Wall Street brokers. And right now, they're booming. Every fan buying a number 5 Sanders jersey isn't just rooting for the team. They're betting on the future. So if you're the Browns front office, this is no longer about waiting for the right moment. It's about protecting momentum. It's about reading the room. And right now, the room is screaming, we want Shedeur. And let's be real, the NFL is watching this unfold with gritted teeth. Because if Shedeur succeeds, if he takes over midseason and wins, he becomes the prototype, not just for quarterback talent, but for how rookies should operate in the modern game. Control your brand. Own your voice. Work like a vet. Play like a star. Be ready before they say you're allowed to be. That's Shedeur's brand. And it's terrifying to a league built on slow, methodical player control. So what happens now? The Browns open the season with Joe Flacco under center. Cool. Veteran vibes. Keep it steady. But every play, every drive, every game, Shedeur's shadow is going to grow. Because fans know, the players know. And now, after today's announcement, the Browns know too. One bad start from Flacco. One flash of brilliance from Shedeur in garbage time. One explosive sideline moment caught on camera and posted as 4 million followers in real time. And that QB1 jersey gets passed faster than a hot mic at a press conference. So to the Cleveland fans asking, is it finally happening? The answer is, almost. We're not at the end of the Flacco chapter just yet. But Shedeur's hand is on the page. And it's ready to turn. Let's be real, this whole situation, it's gone from watch the rookie learn to watch the rookie lurk. Shedeur isn't just waiting patiently. He's haunting that QB room with every laser pass he throws in practice, every precise rep, every deep ball that makes a cornerback look like they're running in slow motion. And Flacco knows it. How could he not? The fans know. The coaches know. Even the cafeteria workers are probably sneaking an extra film study, just in case the Shedeur era officially begins this month. What we're watching isn't just a QB controversy. It's a cultural moment, because this is bigger than football. This is about momentum, narrative, identity. The Browns have an identity crisis brewing. On one side, you got the old school playbook. Play it safe, trust a veteran, let the rookies marinate. On the other side, you've got a movement, a fan base dying for a new face of the franchise, a player who doesn't just fit the mold. He redefines it. And let's not underestimate the psychological toll this puts on the locker room. Think about it. Every defensive rep Shedeur takes in practice turns into a statement. Did he just burn the starting cornerback with a perfectly placed sideline throw? Did he just out-audible a blitzing linebacker like he was born for this? Did he just smile on his way back to the huddle like he's been doing this his whole life? Yeah, he did. And players notice that. They talk, not out of jealousy, but out of recognition. Because real ones recognize real ones. Shedeur carries himself like a guy who's been here before. Because technically, he has. He's been under pressure his whole life. The cameras, The expectations. The legendary father casting a 100-yard-long shadow. But guess what? Shedeur isn't standing in that shadow anymore. He's casting his own. And if the Browns aren't careful, they're going to get caught trying to slow down a player who was built for acceleration. Now here's where it gets even juicier. The Browns have assets. They've got 2 first-round picks in the next draft. That means every move they make this season is under a microscope. Every snap Flacco takes, every throw Dylan Gabriel doesn't complete, every explosive moment from Shedeur, it all folds into one massive question. Do you already have your quarterback of the future, or are you still pretending you don't? Because if Shedeur pops midseason, those draft picks, suddenly you're shopping for weapons, not quarterbacks. You're building around a future that's already here, not gambling on what could be. And that's why this QB2 promotion matters. It's not about backup reps. It's about readiness. It's about Shedeur being next in line for the throne, not in some distant future, but now. And if the Browns hit a rough patch in September, you think those fans are going to be patient? You think those start Shedeur chants are going to stay quiet? You think social media is going to ignore the guy who's already got more media influence than 80% of the league's starters? No chance. The pressure is building. Not just on Flacco, not just on Gabriel, but on the organization. Because once Shedeur is this close to starting, the questions stop being hypothetical. They become demands. And let's not pretend like Shedeur doesn't feel that. But here's the thing, he's not flinching. He's cool, collected, locked in. That same calm you saw at Colorado, that's here. Only now it's sharper, more refined, more dangerous. This isn't a college kid with swag and a famous dad. This is a professional quarterback, a threat, a brand, a movement. And if the Browns can harness that now rather than later, they might just light the spark that sets the whole AFC on fire. But here's the big question, and maybe the one Cleveland's decision-makers are still dodging. Why wait? Seriously, why wait for a bad loss or a mid-season review, or when it feels right? Why not just rip the Band-Aid off and give the kid the reins? He's QB2. He's clearly outperforming the expectations. He's rallying teammates. He's moving jerseys. He's ready. What are you protecting him from? Because the only thing worse than starting him too early is waiting too long. You wait too long, and you risk losing momentum. You risk sending the wrong message. You risk frustrating the locker room, the fan base, and the future of your own franchise. And let's not forget, this is Cleveland, a city that's lived through quarterback chaos like it's a holiday tradition. But this time, it doesn't have to be chaos. It can be clarity. You've got the guy. You know you've got the guy. You've watched him make every throw. You've seen the maturity. You felt the shift in the building. So what are we doing? Because this QB2 bump, it's not the end of the story. It's the beginning of a countdown. And when that countdown hits 0, the NFL is going to see something they weren't ready for. Not just a rookie taking over a team, but a rookie taking over the narrative. A quarterback who's not just good enough, but fully equipped to lead a franchise in the age of cameras, culture, and chaos. He's the total package. And Cleveland, you better not blink. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't going to wait forever. He's coming. And when he does, everything changes. And now that Shedeur Sanders is QB2, let's not pretend the clock isn't ticking. Because at this point, the Browns aren't managing a depth chart. They're managing a momentum bomb. And the longer they hold off on detonating it, the louder the ticking gets. Fans feel it. The media definitely feels it. And Shedeur, he's not flinching. He's just sitting there in that number 2 spot, smirking like a guy who knows he's just one opportunity away from flipping the entire AFC North upside down. What's wild is that the Browns have tiptoed around this decision like it's dangerous. Like promoting a 22-year-old with unmatched poise and pro-level polish is somehow risky. But let's be real. The real risk is pretending Joe Flacco is a long-term answer in a league that changes every Sunday. Love the guy, but he's not leading you to the next chapter. He's barely holding the pen. Shedeur, on the other hand, he's already writing it. And you can feel the shift. The sideline energy is different. When he steps onto the practice field, people stop what they're doing. It's that factor you can't coach and you can't fake. That magnetic pull that tells you, yeah, this guy is built for it. Doesn't matter what the stats say or how many years of development he's supposed to need. You watch Shedeur throw once, really throw, and you get it. This isn't about hype. This isn't about legacy. This is about readiness. And while the Browns front office loves talking about patience and letting the process play out, the fans in Cleveland, they've been patient. They've watched QB carousel after QB carousel. They've seen wait and see turn into missed opportunity time and time again. They know what they're looking at now. And what they're looking at is a future starter just waiting for a reason. So the Browns can keep pretending this is just a developmental year if they want. They can keep saying Joe Flacco is the guy for now. But eventually, and probably sooner than later, they'll have to face the truth. Shedeur Sanders isn't next. He's now. And when that moment comes, when the headset gets handed over, the playbook gets loaded up, and the crowd erupts just because number 5 is jogging out to the huddle. Yeah, that's when Cleveland stops rebuilding and starts believing.